It's the Seattle Seahawks taking on the San Francisco 49ers.
We are in the Pacific Northwest as we get set for football at Lumen Field here in the Soto District of Seattle. These folks love their football in Seattle. This was the scene a moment ago as the home squad came out of the tunnel, and it was just absolutely deafening in this building. They're set for football, so are we, as the Seahawks get set to match up with the San Francisco 49ers. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you look at this Seahawks team as they get ready here. The streak continues, doesn't it? They come in here a perfect 11-0. On the other side of the field for the visiting 49ers. They, too, were winners last time out, so something's got to give here.
I love it when both teams come in off of wins. Great mindsets, and it usually leads to a really well-played game.
The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13. Here's Richie James on the return. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The 49er offense coming out here for the first time, led by their quarterback, Jimmy Garoppolo. Garoppolo, 5th season with the 49ers, 8th overall in the National Football League.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
A nice burst there as they'll get about 7 that time on the first down run. These are his numbers from last week's contest. A boatload of carries, 5 yards past 100, and a touchdown.
And the way they ran the ball last week has to bring a smile to the faces of the entire coaching staff, because not only are they seeing a back pile up yardage, they're seeing an offensive line in sync, and that bodes well this late in the season.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. These two teams, they met up in Seattle earlier in the year with the Seahawks coming away victorious. So a win here in Seattle, tough as that may be, would give them the season sweep. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4, 2nd and 6. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Now they'll throw with Garoppolo. Man open, that's Deebo Samuel. And now look at this, big gain but a fumble. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And this one will be brought back to the 22. Here come the Seahawks and their offense now under veteran head coach Pete Carroll. They'll be led by their 9th-year quarterback out of West Virginia. It's Geno Smith.
You enjoyed watching that game tape, didn't you?
Yeah,
last week's game.
Good. 4 touchdowns, 1 pick.
Now, you were a little upset about the pick. I didn't know if you would play him this week or not if you were the head coach.
Hey, they got the win.
You got the win, so you're going to give him another chance?
I'm going to give him another shot.
All right, I think the ratio's pretty good. He'll try to eliminate the interception, but he wants to keep that hot streak going, throwing touchdown passes.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4, 2nd down coming up. The numbers for him from a week ago. 13 carries, 74 yards.
He's been a huge part of their winning streak because he establishes not just an identity and a tone, but the team relies on it. He takes care of the football, he gains yardage for him, chews up clock, and that's been a big part of why they're winning games lately.
4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. This defense for the Niners, they were very good a week ago in that win over Minnesota.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defensive coordinator about their performance last week, because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
These two teams met up earlier in the year, back in Week 4, and it was the visiting Seahawks who were victorious in that one. So they now look for the sweep here back home in Seattle. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Off of play action, here's Smith. And this one almost intercepted. Not a good throw there, nearly an opening drive INT. The CD, this offense at 11-0 now on the year. A few weeks ago, I remember asking you what kind of percentage chance that you thought they had at staying unbeaten the entire season. I think you said 25%. I'd imagine that number probably grown since then.
I would agree with you, and I'm going to actually bump it up to closer to 50%. Only because they still have some tough games to come. And keeping that focus throughout the entire season, that's been a really difficult thing to pull off. But so far, they've done it, and they've done it well.
9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
Well, I sure wouldn't be surprised if we see more of this as this game goes on, because we know they like to use their wideouts either on quick throws or on jet sweeps like what we just saw there. And to say that that one worked well, partner, that's stating the obvious.
Well, we've seen running backs in today's NFL get involved in the passing game. Maybe it's about time more receivers like that get involved in the running game.
And that is something we are seeing more and more in this league, no question about it. That wasn't the biggest of gains, but it was enough to get them a first down. And it continues to test the defense. They have to think on every play about who might end up with the ball.
So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. On the ground, it's Dallas. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Now that's the defense that they were looking for, being able to get extra bodies to the point of attack to deal with the big guy carrying the ball. You really don't want to be in a position where it's a one-on-one tackle with him.
Metcalf, what a catch. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 29-yard line. Really been an ideal start for them. They get the turnover on the opening possession. Now here they are moving the ball straight down the field on their first drive.
And that feels good, but you know on their side of the field, all they're thinking is finish this drive off because they took it away, right? So now you've got them back on their heels a little bit. Now go down, put a touchdown on them. Look out. You've won the mental battle early in the game, and that may carry over for you.
First down, here's a run with Peterson. He'll be stopped short of the 25. The nice move couldn't free him. Tackle that time by Jarquiski Tart. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Handoff comes to Peterson. AP still got it. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script, you go through your play calling, you go through all the stuff and establish things, and it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
Able to break through that initial contact and winds up getting about 3 there. It's 2nd down. On 2nd and 7, Smith. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here.
And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawks touchdown. Noah Fant with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Seahawks have taken a first quarter lead. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator?
Yeah.
What he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And we see James. He will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And last time, not only the turnover. Good starting field position here for the Seahawks as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. After the interception, here's Smith. Catch is made by Metcalf. And they do finally get him, but he makes it all the way to the 6. It's a big play there for Seattle.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. Smith. And he's got it. Touchdown. Adrian Peterson. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. It seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you've got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone. Now he's back out to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And we see James, he will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. Out on the field now, here come the 49ers. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan, or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game? And that's a nice catch there. Remember, he had the fumble earlier. No way he was giving up the ball in that situation. Secured it tight to his body and picks up the first down.
Garoppolo on 1st down. Completes it to the tight end, Kittle. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
In need of only about the length of the football here on 2nd down. And to give this time to the tailback. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30.
They're making it look easy out there. Another 1st down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 1st downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Jordan Brooks on the tackle. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. From the gun, they'll try to run it. He'll get it to the 23-yard line. 41 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard. So Garoppolo off. Coming on is the veteran Robbie Gould for the 49er field goal. From the right hash, it's a 38-yard attempt. And Gould is able to put it through. And they will indeed get on the board here, but still trailing. It's now 13-3. So they do get 3 points, but that's now 3 drives with only the 3 points, not a ratio that's going to win you many ball games.
Not at all, Brandon. And think about it this way. We all know payoff is the key, right? And wouldn't we love to have the concession on every T-shirt that's been printed in football that says finish on it? Because that's the mantra everywhere. Got to be able to finish drives, put points on the board.
Now the ball now going back over the Seattle Seahawks offense. And they, if you just look at this game, Charles, on paper, they've got the edge, no doubt. They're hanging around the top of the NFC. On the other side, you got a squad that's towards the bottom of the NFC. But when we mentioned that to the coaches, they were having no part of it.
Yeah, and I like how you said when we mentioned it. In fact, I mentioned it, and I upset them a little bit, didn't I? Because they wanted no part of that one, and I was reminded, like a 5-year-old, this is the NFL. Any given Sunday, anything can happen. They're guarding against the upset.
Man coverage on the left side, so I really like the design of this play because they opened up the field and brought their tight end the other way on a crossing route. That's a lot of ground to cover if you're a defender. I've been there before, unable to stay with his man there.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. Play action. It's Smith. And here's a leaping catch. He pulled it in. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
As this old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
And Smith's throw into the hands of Lockett. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 13-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run.
Well, this is an awfully tough route to defend in man coverage because he lines up on the right and then runs a crossing route back to the other side of the field. So as a defender, you're not only trailing him the whole way, you're also looking out for your own guys to make sure you don't get yourself picked off. And then you can't catch up in time to prevent the completion.
This will be caught at about the 6. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. 7 yards, the pickup there.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed. Because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. It'll be a gain of 2 on the play, but they'll remain a few inches short here with third down looming. They'll run it. Here's Peterson. And he will have the first down before he's brought down at the 3.
That's about what you would expect since they're so efficient on picking up third downs in the top 5 in the NFL. It's all a mindset, and I guarantee you, it started in the offseason. Third down's important to them. They find a way to pick them up at a very good clip.
Spun away from one tackler, but really nowhere to go after that as they stop him right around the line of scrimmage. They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. How about this? They'll try the option, left side. And he'll get him a bit closer as he's down to the 2-yard line. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. The San Francisco defense trying to hold tough again. This is 3rd and goal. They'll try to run with Hunt. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Kareem Hunt as the first half is winding down. And the Seahawks will extend their lead here just before halftime. So it was the passing game that got him down here, but closer to the goal line, it's the running game that gets him home.
Certainly appears that they lulled the defense into thinking that the passing game was going to be it the entire drive. Nice change up there going to the running game to get him over the goal line.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And not wanting to play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Throwing on 2nd and 3. Garoppolo. James has got it. Complete. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. Garoppolo, a final shot here before half. His throw incomplete. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports halftime report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. From there, we head down to sunny Miami to check on the Dolphins at home at Hard Rock Stadium. And they were losers in that one to the visiting New York Giants. Daniel Jones, sharp in the victory as his guys double up their records at 8-4 on the year. And finally, on Monday Night Football, a good one in the AFC East, the Patriots and Bills from Highmark Stadium in Orchard Park. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. This fielded right at the goal line. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Seahawk offense set to go to begin this third quarter. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. They'll run with Hunt. They'll only get a couple up to about the 30. So, CD, you talk about this football team, some of the whispers and reports, the social media posts, they hint at a locker room that's splintered, badly splintered. There was talk earlier, some guys might walk away entirely, but that hasn't happened, however, at least to this point.
No, and sometimes some of that talk is just that, talk. I mean, guys often say, that's it, I'm out of here, and then they realize, I'm not ready to retire yet, what am I going to do now? And they're really ready to come back and dive back in. In fact, we've got guys who are wearing gold jackets in the Hall of Fame that talked about retirement the last 6-7 years of their careers. So that's not always real. And sometimes you just have to go ahead and ride it out. And this is an opportunity now for everyone in this locker room to move forward.
Flashed the stick skills, but didn't get a ton from it. Stopped short of the 35. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. And now Metcalf going to get a chance to run. Dropped at the 35. Able to display his agility, but not much room to operate. And they got half of what he needed there, 2 yards. And it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more.
Let's just make this one succinct. Nice job there. All 11 guys on defense diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
Yeah, boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, and one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
I don't know about you, but I'm going to give them a little bit of credit for fortitude there. 4th and inches, and they don't run the football. Normally, you just wedge your way through, fall forward, find the yardage. They took a shot and put it in the air, and it paid off.
Maybe they saw the defense overcommitting.
A lot of confidence there, though, because even if they overcommit, you just want to make sure you get the first down. You throw an incompletion on 4th down there, they're going to second-guess you the rest of the game.
The Pro Bowl corner, Jason Verrett, on the tackle. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Now Geno. His throw caught at about the 5. Touchdown, Seahawks. Noah Fant, a beast in the red zone with his second touchdown of the game. And the Seahawks take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. The extra point now coming from Myers. And the lead is now 24. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it all culminates with a Seattle score. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And we see James. He will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. Here's a look at the 49ers offense as they make their way out for their first possession of the second half. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. To throw, it's Garoppolo. Checks this one down, it's Mitchell. So the completion good for just 3. And just like that, it's 3rd down.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Quandre Diggs. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. This defense, Charles, coming up with another interception. They have really done an excellent job of locking up these receivers.
Yeah, they're really on fire. They are actually doing what they talk about all the time, which is plastering to receivers when they're in their zones. They didn't give up a touchdown in the first half. Haven't done so here in this half either. Blanketed the field going all the way back to the opening drive, and they come up with a pick right there.
They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Looking middle, and that's complete. And he's brought down after a very nice gain.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
To throw is Smith. Drops it underneath for Collins. So no gain on the play, and that'll make it 2nd and goal.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. On 2nd and goal, Smith. And this will be caught by Metcalf for a Seahawk touchdown. DK Metcalf, his 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6.
You have fun with this one, partner?
I am. He's been fun to watch under center.
We always talk about, get to the next level, right? When we see people get into the zone, this guy's in the masterclass right now. What a performance he's putting on, just carving them up.
4 touchdown passes, carving them up is right. Seems like everything he throws is going to be a completion and going in the end zone. Myers connects on the PAT, and the lead will swell by 1 more. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And we see James. He will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. San Francisco's offense returns to the field.
And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here.
They'll run on first down. It's Mitchell, and he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
One quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. There's Garoppolo to throw. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a first down.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Throwing on first is Garoppolo. Drops this underneath. It's Mitchell. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Garoppolo. Got a man. That's Ayuk. A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
7 yards, the pickup there.
Timing is so important on a route like this because he's going to line up out right and then cut straight across the field. I think the ball might have come out a count or two too late because by the time he was able to secure it, not much of a chance to turn it upfield.
And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
Finally, a first red zone opportunity for these guys. They come up 1st and 10 at the 16. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Mitchell, and he'll take this one down near the 15. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, you know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Now here's a throw that's complete. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
That pattern and scheme was well defensed on 3rd down. He tried to just sprint from one side of the field to the other, and they got it to him quickly. But no chance at yards after the catch there, and they stop him short.
And it's caught. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1. Felt compelled to go for it there on 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a 4th down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You still have to get it done as you know.
Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sacked back around the 8. Jordan Brooks coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. That's their first time getting to the quarterback, sack number 1. And, you know, they had 5 last week, I'm remembering.
And you have to find a way to slow down the pass rush, not necessarily with just protecting your quarterback, but you show them a lot of different looks.
And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late, but he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man.
The touchdown was scored by the runner, but the offensive line, they feel like it's theirs. They blocked that one up perfectly, allowed him easy access to the end zone.
Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. This is going the other way. But he doesn't get far. They're able to stop him. And after all that, the extra point attempt unsuccessful.
So even when they get a touchdown in this game, which hasn't really been a stellar contest for them, they can't even cap it off and kick the extra point.
Yeah, just not a whole lot going right for them in this game.
I know that when they get into film, this is going to be Exhibit A about how this game went for this team. Oh, we finally score. Can't even kick the extra point.
Geno Smith getting ready to go again here on offense. And he had the touchdown on the last drive, also 4 for 4. Very, very effective. What does he need to do to translate that forward into this drive?
Not think that what he saw in coverages last time is exactly what he's going.
And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. Smith going to throw it. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10. A gain of 6 there on 1st. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Now this throw caught left side. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 24-yard line. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Well, partner, nothing but praise from me for this offense. They have been tremendous all night long. They knew what they had to do to unlock the defense. Let's face it, this has been a master class in offensive football that we've been here to witness. And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
On 1st down, they'll run with Hunt. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Back to the ground. This time it's Peterson. And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play. And one of the whistles for a timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. Oh, now look at this. They're lining up to add 3 more. Little insult to injury here late in the game. Well, he was a spectator for much of this game. This is his first field goal opportunity of the entire contest, but he's able to connect.
Yeah, he had a pretty good seat to this one, didn't he? But let's face it, all kickers that you and I know, they want to contribute. They want their opportunity, and he seized his.
And they will elect to decline the penalty.
Everything turned out the way they wanted it to. No sense in even having to take that one, hence the decline.
One final try now for Garoppolo. Well, they intercept Garoppolo for the 3rd time. Picked off by Quandre Diggs. And the Seahawks come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over.